shop?
Sure. No, sure. Umbali Zulu. From Mingo Boxes, the Box Shop Lifestyle Think Tank, Soweto RCC, hashtag We Uprising Movement. These are all the organizations I'm a part of. So the conference was great. I think the conference is important. I think the conference is needed. I think it's needed to get investors in the room. Our government leaders made key decisions to be in the room and really be with the people, so we can get to engage and understand each other in terms of what's needed, our cries from the ground, and how we can bridge these gaps. I really enjoyed the conversations, the discussions around future plans, around what the city is planning to do. Now that we have three locations within Soweto being in the World Heritage Sites, so that's great. And let's see what the future holds. But it's really exciting. It really looks like we will be moving somewhat with investments and growing as a destination. So really excited about the future. So great conference, much needed. But yeah, let's not talk anymore. Let's act. So let's see how the actions happen from here moving forward. Yeah, looking forward to the future.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, just like the lady, I think it's good to give money out to people, but people need to showcase their services more than the money that you need, and to show what we can provide. So with me also, I'm going to sell some of the services that we do. We assist as a part of the think tank workshop. We provide PowerPoint services, and I think we can do a great job with your presentation. And it looks so much better than that. And then secondly, you spoke about your crisis funding and assisting businesses with load shedding. And I think a lot of businesses here would be directly affected by that. And in terms of the crisis funding as well, what processes can businesses follow to access this crisis funding? And also during COVID, what have you done? Because I'm sure all companies here were affected and are still affected by the effects of COVID. So what are you doing as the ITC to assist businesses that have shut down, that are struggling, that need your services and money to come back up again? Thank you.
Right? So I'm grateful to be here. I'm also grateful for Mr. Beki Twala. He introduced me to the very tall gentleman there earlier today. And I saw a figure there. You have 200 million allocated to women. I don't want your money. I want to offer you services from the business that I run, which is Rescue Management Consulting. And I want to eliminate this thing about corruption. I want to use that 244 million to actually grow the economy, make sure that behind me, the army that is there, is over 4 million South African youth that are waiting for jobs. I think we can do that. But you need to make sure that the money goes into the right hands. I'm a woman. I'm very bad with my own money. You put me in front of the shop and I'll buy everything if I've got the money. But I'm very good with other people's money. And I'm very good at delivering. So I look forward to partnering with you. I don't want anything else. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Partnership with GIC. As TECOSA, which is a network of township and rural-based assemblies, we've paid attention to the type of SMEs, businesses that you support. And as representing township-based and rural-based SMEs, we pick up that the category of black does not always represent black African. We checked what you support. Sorry, Chair, I'm looking at you, but I'm not looking at another gentleman. So we just want to know how deliberate is the IDC and how honest and sincere are you in actually funding black African businesses. There are issues of criteria, and you know, to get funded by the IDC, you need to submit your DNA, your grandmother's DNA, your sample, general. That I know. Remember working with entrepreneurs. And as you are here, I was hoping that when you come to Soweto, you would come with a strategy that says we have a special focus on how we focus on entrepreneurs in the township. Because we know there's SIFA that has check, which is more accessible. There's NEF, there are other programs that are accessible. So that when you come back next year, can you please come back with what is it that you have fixed with the IDC to make your funding or your support accessible? So it's actually a recommendation, and but more than anything is a concern, and I've raised this over the many years. And when that lady says, how do I meet your criteria? There are many, remember the IDC is 40 or 100 years old, quite old. So there are certain institutional tendencies that can move from the past, because it's the one that funded the industrialization, the apartheid. And now we're moving to a new era. Have we adjusted ourselves to make sure that we're an IDC that is relevant in 2024? But we need to do the homework. We appreciate what we're supposed to be doing, but does it really answer the needs of the black industrialist? Because I'm industrial sites, Emmanuel have been closed down. They're not operational. They're not being used by South Africans. Because we're supposed to move from the industrial zones that are in the townships and move up to get to a point where we get funded by ourselves. But even those industrial zones, we are not able to use. So which black industrialists are you funding that are coming from the townships?
Thank you very much. One second. The next one. And from there we'll come this side. Yeah, I think let's finish with the 4 and then the 3. It will be the second round. Is that fine? Good. Over to you, Seth.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, so the question that I have is based on manufacturing, right? And it's an honor to see you again as the CEO of IDC, because I remember we once invited you for conference as part of the Business Network. Thank you so much. Anyways, I've seen more Soweto. There's a whole lot of companies or manufacturing companies that were manufacturing things back then. As IDC, are you working on making sure that you go to save it? Soweto Township, and making sure before we take things to central, because everything is now centralized, right? How then do we bring back the manufacturing in Soweto per se, so that we can bring more opportunities to our very own youth? Because as a youth, I'm very much concerned about the skills that we have, and we can't even do like fixing a phone, you know. So thank you so much.
I've actually tried to apply for funding with the IDC in regards with the company I was talking about earlier on. So you guys requested that I do a quotation separately for the factory that I wanted to open. And the first one was unsuccessful. And I got to be lucky to speak to a guy called Mutsemba Gabula. He was in the GP, and he happened to give me some advice on how to do the quotation, but it still failed. So, Mfunuba's routine, what does your criteria, or should I say, what does my quotation need to look like for it to be approved by you? Thank you.
Who starts first?
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Owen Nene. I work with Malibana in the same unit, which is called Partnership Development Unit. Let's start with the first comment stroke question. The IDC, given the challenges that this country is facing, can't reach everyone. So what we then do within the IDC, we partner with what we call strategic implementation partners. You know, like business partners. So now and again, I think once in 3 years, we open a window of opportunity where we call for submissions, particularly businesses that will give services to our current beneficiaries and potential beneficiaries. All right. So we call for your submissions. If you are into marketing, training, and any other intervention that you think will help the ITC to further extend its reach to potential customers and existing customers. So talk to us, we'll link you with the department within the ITC that will tell you as to when is the next window opening. So we get into some kind of an agreement and we lock you in for about 3 years, so that if there's a challenge wherever you're at, under the sector that you're focusing on, we might call upon you to go and assist. All right? That helps a lot, because particularly in small businesses, because we've picked up that small businesses have a lot of challenges, particularly in just running businesses. All right, the marketing issues, they don't understand issues of strategy, the marketing needs, and any other related stuff. Issues of finance, just keeping your management accounts is a challenge for businesses that we want to fund, or that we already funded but we picked up that they've got challenges. In some of the submissions, what we then do, if a business has potential and we can see that it lacks in other areas, when we approve that business, then we also approve what we call business support. So we put a kitty on the side for any other thing, whether it is speaker related, compliance related, SARS related. Well, we run with the business with the kitty as a support. So we see that small businesses need that. All right. So you can talk to us. We'll link you with the business department that deals with that, so that if you have the requisite skills and registrations, then you can wait for the next window. I'll tackle others. My colleagues will touch upon what I missed. The second one is, we started off in, I think it was 4 years ago when the unrest happened. You still remember? And our principals, government said, ITC, is there anything that you can do to assist? Then we put a kitty aside. I think by then it was about 200 million. 200 million aside, and then we used strategic implementation partners again. We called for, please check our website. It is so user-friendly, because some of you guys miss these opportunities, because if you go national, you say, but I don't read the Sunday Times. But whatever initiative that we call upon communities, you'll find it in our website. I mean, www.itc.co.za, it's so easy to use. Try it and come tell me if you're struggling. So we called for strategic implementation partners. We gave them the monies, sent them to areas that were affected. So we did that so well that the second one was the floods one. You still remember the floods in KZN and the Eastern Cape? We also used the same method. Put a kitty aside, called for strategic implementation partners to do that. So you can also be a strategic implementation partner. Get your act together. You must have a company, it has to be registered. You can't just give an individual, isn't it? If you are not registered as any formation. And we're not dictating as to how you need to be registered. You can be a non-profit organization or non-profit company. You can be an NGO for that matter. You can be a P2I LTD. But get yourself ready so that when we call for strategic implementation partners, you raise your hand. All right? So currently we running with the, as Manuel has said, the energy fund. In fact, we've got a team that is visiting soweto today and tomorrow. Now, I know a lot of people will say, but why not me? Or why the other guy? Life happens. But technically what we do is we use strategic implementation partners. They talk to municipalities or metros like in Gauteng and say, hey, show us as to where to go so that we can help small businesses that have been affected by the energy crisis. Okay? And what we've done is we put money aside. Those were helped in many ways with alternative energy. It might be an inverter, solar panels, a generator, or any other, so that when this load shedding hits, small businesses shouldn't be affected. Okay? So we've been getting good reviews as to our interventions, and chances are we might be repeating, particularly the energy one. We might be repeating the same trajectory in terms of assisting. So stay clued if you want to be a strategic implementation, but not only that, stay clued too if you want to be what we call a beneficiary as a small business. All right. So we're doing that right now. So that is our intervention in what we call disaster funds within the ITC. And to your point, Program Director, we're going to have, in fact, we started in the Free State with initiatives like these, initiated by the ITC, to talk to people. So we were in Bloemfontein last week. I think we'll come to Gauteng. In fact, we'll go to all provinces, where we begin to unpack all these funds. For now, Maliban was running through, for time purposes, running through the funds, but these two funds are very important. You should remember that these funds are grants. We don't expect any payback from you. We want you to achieve what you said you will achieve. That is what we measure you on. All right? And we want people on the ground knowing what needs to happen, identifying these opportunities and these challenges, coming to the ITC, writing a decent business concept or a business plan, and say, here am I can help this community. I just need your 5 million. Measure me on what I've promised you. So these two funds, we've been running with them for the past 10 years. It is your social enterprise fund and your special intervention fund. So you can apply for that fund at any given point in time. Like tonight, you can go home and apply for it. And if you apply for it, we're not dictating as to how your business plan should look like, but it should be a decent business plan. All right? And here's the email address that you have to send this to. socialeconomy@itc.co.za, period. You can send it tomorrow for all I care. All right? So we'll look at it, we'll look at your stuff, and if it makes sense, then we might begin to have a conversation with you. The other lady was talking about her business. You said you talked to Kemba Kukula or something. Please talk to us after this presentation so that we can listen to you and hear as to what is it that you're doing, and maybe we can assist you in that. Let me leave it at that, Program Director. Thanks.
You notice what I noticed? I observed. You know the style of Nedbank, what they were doing. So now Malewala will say, next slide. And this man, you see confidence. Is that all right? You could see that. ITC 15. So, thank you for being the giant of Africa. I'm very proud of you. So, we now go to Malele. Yeah, we don't know better, we know better the pagan, then they're like, oh, but let her move. Let her move to my paper and to the town. Probably beg. Never true that the mother over Africa is not very gay, and have a bonus shiver. Anyhow, thank you very much. This side, yeah, the mic, Rosie mic, how you come? Rosie mic, thank you.
I'm going to sit down for this one. Thank you. Good afternoon, IBC team. Particularly, please note that I'm noting that the team of 3 or 4 people from IBC, there is no gender representation. But it's not only here in diverse sessions I'm picking up, but it's a discussion for a different day.
Thank you.
Okay. But yeah, it was a discussion for today. But the question I want to raise is that the IBC is part of the